Shalom and good morning. Today we are going to be doing Genesis chapter 9. And Yahu'ah blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you is on every beast of the earth, and every bird of the Shemayim, on all that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they have been given. Every creeping creature that lives is food for you. I have given you all as I gave the green plants. But do not eat flesh with its life, its blood. But only your blood for your lives I require. From the hand of every beast I require it, and from the hand of man. From the hand of every man's brother I require the life of man. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood is shed. For in the image of Yahu'ah he has been made. As for you, be fruitful and increase, bring forth teemingly in the earth and increase it." And Yahu'ah spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, "And I establish my covenant with you and your seed after you, and with every living being that is with you, of the birds, of the cattle, of the beasts of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. And I shall establish my covenant with you, and never again is all the flesh cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again is there a flood to destroy the earth." And Yahu'ah said, "This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living being that is with you for all generations to come. I shall set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. And it shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. And I shall remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living being of all flesh, and never again let the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I shall see it to remember the everlasting covenant between Yahu'ah and every living being of all flesh that is on the earth." And Yahu'ah said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth." And the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the sons of Noah. And all the earth was overspread from them. And Noah, a man of the soil, began and planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. So Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. But their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and he knew what his younger son had done to him. And he cursed Canaan. "Let him become a servant of servants to his brothers." And he said, "Blessed be Yahu'ah, the Yahu'ah of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant. Let Yahu'ah enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant." And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Genesis chapter 10. And this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Madai, and Yawan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Teras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togamar. And the sons of Yawan, Elisai, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. From these the coastland people of the nations were separated into their lands, every one according to his language, according to their clans and to their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Halawa, Sabta, Rama, Sabtaka. And the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush brought forth Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahu'ah. Therefore it was said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahu'ah. And the beginning of his reign was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. From that land he went to Ashura, and built Nineveh, and Rehoboth, Ir, and Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah, the great city. And Mizraim brought forth Ludum, and Anamim, and Labahim, and Naphtuhim, and Pathrusim, and Casilahim, from whom came the Philistines, and Caphtorim. And Canaan brought forth Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and Usabite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Arite, and the Sinite, and the Arodite, and the Ceramite, and the Hamathite. And afterward the clans of the Canaanites were spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon as you go toward Ge'er, as far as Azah, as you go toward Saddam, and Amorah, and Admah, and Seboim, as far as Lasha. These were the sons of Ham, according to their clans, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. And also to Shem, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arpachshad, and Lud, and Aram. And the sons of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash, and Arpachshad brought forth Shelah, and Shelah brought forth Eber. And Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided. And his brother's name was Yoktan. And Yoktan brought forth Almadad, and Shalef, and Hertasamarwa, and Yera. And Hadram, and Uziel, and Delaquah, and Abel, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Helawa, and Yebab. All these were the sons of Yoktan. And their dwelling place was from Meshah as you go toward Sephar, a mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their clans, according to their languages, in the lands according to their nations. These were the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their generations in their nations, and from these the nations were divided on the earth after the flood. Genesis chapter 11. And all the earth had one language and one speech. And it came to be, as they set out from the east, that they had found a plain in the land of Shinar. And they dwelt there. And they said to each other, Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and they had made asphalt for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower whose top is in the Shemayim, and make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over all the face of the earth. Then Yahu'ah came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And Yahu'ah said, Look, they are one people, and they have all one language. And this is what they begin to do. And now they are not going to be withheld from doing whatever they plan to do. Come, let us go there and confuse their language, so that they do not understand one another's speech. And Yahuwah scattered them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. That is why the name was called Babel, because there Yahuwah confused the language of all the earth, and from there Yahuwah scattered them all over the face of the earth. This is the genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and brought forth Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. And after he brought forth Arpachshad, Shem lived 500 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Arpachshad lived 35 years and brought forth Shelah. And after he brought forth Shelah, Arpachshad lived 403 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Shelah lived 30 years and brought forth Eber. And after he brought forth Eber, Shelah lived 403 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Eber lived 34 years and brought forth Peleg. And after he brought forth Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and brought forth Reu. And after he brought forth Reu, Peleg lived 209 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years and brought forth Serug. And after he brought forth Serug, Reu lived 207 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and brought forth Nahor. And after he brought forth Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years and brought forth Terah. And after he brought forth Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and brought forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And this is the genealogy of Terah. Terah brought forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran brought forth Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his birth in Kashadim. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Yishka. And Sarah was barren, she had no child. And Terah took his son Abram and his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, and his son Abram's wife. And they went out with them from Kirjathjearim to go to the land of Canaan. And they came to Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah came to be 205 years. And Terah died in Haran. Genesis chapter 12. And Yahu'ah said to Abram, Go yourself out of your land, from your relatives and from your father's house, to a land which I show you. And I shall make you a great nation, and baruch you, and make your name great, and you shall be a barakah. And I shall baruch those who baruch you, and curse him who curses you. And all the clans of the earth shall be baraked. So Abram left as Yahu'ah had commanded him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the things whom they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they came to the land of Canaan. And Abram passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. At that time the Canaanites were in the land. And Yahu'ah appeared to Abram and said, To your seed I give this land. And he built there a slaughter place to Yahu'ah, who had appeared to him. And from there he moved to the mountain east of Beth-el, and he pitched his tent with Beth-el on the west and Ai on the east. And he built there a slaughter place to Yahu'ah, and called on the name of Yahu'ah. And Abram set out, continued toward the south. And a scarcity of food came to be in the land, and Abram went down to Mizraim to dwell there, for the scarcity of food was severe in the land. And it came to be, when he was close to entering Mizraim, that he said to Sarai his wife, See, I know that you are a beautiful woman to look at. And it shall be, when the Mizraimites see you, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they shall kill me, but let you live. Please say you are my sister, so that it shall be well with me for your sake, and my life be spared because of you. And it came to be, when Abram came into Mizraim, that the Mizraimites saw the woman, that she was very beautiful. And Pharaoh's officers saw her and praised her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. And he treated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and cattle and male donkeys and male and female servants and female donkeys and camels. But Yahu'ah plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is this you have done to me? Why did you not inform me that she was your wife? Why did you say, She is my sister? And so I was going to take her for my wife. Look, here is your wife. Take her and go. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. Genesis chapter 13. And Abram went up from Mizraim into the south, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him. And Abram was very rich in livestock, in silver and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south as far as Beth-el, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the slaughter place which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of Yahu'ah. Now Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for the possessions were great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. And at that time the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelt in the land. Then Abram said to Lot, Let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brothers. Is it not all the land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I go to the right. For if you go to the right, then I go to the left. And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plain of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before Yahu'ah destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of Yahu'ah, like the land of Mishraim as you go toward Sihor. So Lot chose for himself all the plain of the Jordan, and Lot moved east. Thus they separated from each other, Abram dwelling in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelling in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent as far as Sodom. But the men of Sodom were evil and sinned before Yahuwah exceedingly so. And after Lot had separated from him, Yahuwah said to Abram, Now lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward, eastward and westward. For all the land which you see I shall give to you and your seed forever. And I shall make your seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the dust of the earth, then your seed also be counted. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you. So Abram moved his tent and went and dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built a slaughter place there to Yahuwah.